Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV, where you can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of a brand new jacket from Dainese. This is an all-season, but really geared towards cold weather Gore-Tex jacket. This is the Dainese Gator Evo Gore Tex jacket, and you're looking at a price point that's north of the $700 range. So really from an application standpoint, you are all season, you're Gore-Tex, so you're impervious to water, to weather. It's going to keep you cool, keep you dry, and it's going to lock in that microclimate that your body's going to create without allowing you to get clammy. But what I do want to note is that for summertime riding or really warmer weather riding, this is not going to be your best option. It's meant to be a touring length, beefy outer shell with a lot of stretch that's going to cover you fall, winter, spring, and into some nasty, nasty weather conditions. Now, if we look at it, this is the Gator Evo. There have been a few versions of the Gator we've seen over the years from Dainese. The Gator tends to always be Gore-Tex, so it means waterproof, breathable, guaranteed for life, and that Gore-Tex membrane is not removable, so it's built into the outer shell. There is, however, a removable thermal lining. If we look at the outside, you're really going to have two vents on this jacket, and that's again why we're not recommending for summertime riding. But you're going to have these new style vents that are the new, and if we look at the shape of them from Dainese, they're built in a manner that they hold themselves open. They want to be open, and really when you have them zippered, the zipper keeps them down. So if we look here, once they're open, you're going to have these big scoops, but those scoops vent air to the Gore-Tex liner. They don't directly vent air to the body. So again, keeping in mind that it gives you some additional breathability, but it's not direct venting. So make sure you know you're buying a cold weather jacket. Other big upgrades on this guy. There's more stretch this year. It's using Comfort Cordura in the main outer construction, as well as a mix of other materials. And they've made some other slight nuances and some changes. So if we start with the shoulder, and we're going to work our way down, turn to the side for me, turn right here, Peter, and we have accordion stretch panel across the top. You get into your homologated or your kind of co-injected style textile shoulder with an additional area of abrasion resistance. And the nice part about this is you're going to have this hard part that has a coating on top of it built into the outer shell. And then internally you're going to have that CE rated Dainese removable proprietary armor. So it's really a double armor protection here in the shoulder. Moving down again, now we see more stretch panel. Again, if you're in a sport touring, think about being on an RT or something where you're a little bit more in that three-quarter aggressive position, you're going to have the ability to stretch here. So you have that stretch over top of the elbow, and then moving down we have CE rated elbow armor that moves all the way into the forearm, and you have a nice area of reflectivity. Now come back towards me, Peter. I want to get into this area down here. New style cuff, and this is really well thought out, and this is what makes this a more extreme jacket option than your typical everyday option. So if we look at it, the first thing is I have a zipper. So I have a zipper that opens to a gator, and now notice I have a strap. And the reason being is if I fold this back, that I have a double gator underneath that's going to be wind blocking and water blocking to make a great seal with your glove. Now if we think about some types of gloves that could be an over the glove or inner glove, you have some options here because you have enough cuff to work with this snap to where you could cinch it down on top of the glove. But if you have a glove that wants to go, that has an inner gator that you don't put this gator into, and then cinch this guy down and put the cuff inside, what you can do is you can ratchet this completely down and you can really tighten up the end of the sleeve. Think about it if you're a racer, if you've worn any type of more sport-oriented stuff where you have that full gauntlet that goes up. Sometimes if you can't cinch your sleeve tight enough, it's going to create a problem. So you do have multiple options here with the cuff. Now I'm going to move back up the arm here, and you're going to see I have red in this. This is the black-red option. We also have a high-vis yellow. We have a chassis that has a tan or silver color to it. So you do have some color options here. But moving up, now we have another cinch here on the Gator Evo that we didn't have before. And what that's going to be is this arm cinch that we have on both sides. Adds a design feature to it. It takes the place of, a lot of times we'll see a big snap that comes across the top. It's Dainese, it's Italian design. They think of creative ways that they can, it's form and function mixed into a package that looks beautiful. So if we have our pocket here across the top, that's going to be your basic pocket with a water resistant zipper. Now we have our vertical pocket, and what we're going to have inside that pocket is going to be the cinch. So when I pull this cinch, you're going to notice there's my control here for the arm. So you can basically, whether you have the liner in or out, micro adjust this jacket for the best possible fit depending on the time of year. Now if we stay with the front, you're going to have two big cargo pockets along the front. Even all of the zipper pulls have a texture to them. They're designed by Dainese. It's just a nice finishing features. Moving up to the buttons, the Dainese style buttons, and down here at the bottom they're rubberized versions, so they're not going to give you any scratches against your tank. Again, this is a fully hip length jacket, so it's not that waist sport cut. This is going to move a little bit further down depending on your riding position, so you want to make sure you're not scratching your tank. Sometimes they cover those buttons buttons. In Dainese's case, they've gone to a rubberized version. As I move back up here to the collar, you're going to see this is another different style collar from Dainese that we see in the more technical textile coats. You're going to have on both sides an adjuster for this collar, and what that's going to allow you to do is kind of cinch it down to the appropriate length or appropriate circumference that you're going to want to keep, and then what you do is use the snap to get in and out. And you'll notice that we have two snaps in the front, one for normal usage, and then the other one, as we move it in here, and I'm actually going to go down a couple zippers, I'm going to show you, we have a completely removable secondary thermal collar that's built in up top. Sorry, Peter, no, this is a little bit awkward. Strong snaps to keep it in place. But what you're going to do is on the fly, if you begin to get too warm, one more snap, there we go. Here's my internal collar, quilted, similar material that's going to be in the thermal liner. But what you're going to notice is you're going to have a little bit of extra circumference when that comes out. So you're going to want to have that extra snap to be able to cinch it down further. And again, that's the reason they have that stretch panel here on the outside, is knowing that this collar is going to live in multiple different cinch ranges depending on the time of the year, depending on how tightly you have it ratcheted down. Now I want you to turn that way for me, Peter. I want to show the outside, and now what we're going to do is I want to show backwards. So turn backwards here, you can see it's a full high collar that has a nice neoprene element at the top that's going to be very soft, rolled across the top. You have some temper foam, reflective Dainese Demon logo on the back. Does not come with back protection. It's going to come with the ability, multiple pockets on the inside, to take any of the newer style Dainese back protectors. So that's going to be the Wave and some of the other ones with specific pockets, cinching across the back. And then again, notice there's still detail on the buttons. You now have a rabbit pouch that's going to take your thermal liner on this guy as well. Turn back around for me. You know, I'm not sure if I mentioned fit. I know it's in the middle of the video here, but I should really talk about the fit. Peter is 6 foot 195, 42-inch chest. This is a beefier style, winter style coat. Peter's actually wearing a 54. So typically in Dainese, he tends to be between a 52 and a 54, and he's gone up that kind of size because there's going to be a lot more at work. And before I pull this jacket off of Peter and completely break it down on the table, get back to the guts here, we'll show you what it looks like from the inside out. So you're going to have the nice big Dainese rubberized zipper pull. As we come down, again, remember those rubberized buttons at the bottom. You have a Napoleon pocket here on the inside. And then as we open it up, you're going to see that we have our really upgraded style thermal liner from Dainese. And again, this is fully removable. I'm going to do that in a second. But we also have the thorax chest protector pocket, so that if you want to beef up the protection across the chest, you can slide that plate in, and it's going to work well with this jacket. You know, overall, Dainese looks every couple years and they say, how can we take something that serves a great application and stay in tune with all of the new technologies that we're developing to be more specific at the high end for specific types of riders. And this jacket, the Gator Evo Gore Tex, is a great example of that. So now that we've gotten rid of Peter and I have the Gator Evo Gore Tex here on the table, I'll walk through some of the finer points in a little bit more close-up detail. So let's break it open, and again I'm going to show you that thermal liner, and the shine to this means it's Dainese's upgraded thermal liner. Comes out very simply, and actually, as you can see, I have reinstalled my collar, which was a little bit awkward to get out while Peter was wearing it. I'm going to show you, starting with these snaps, how easy this guy comes out. And again, it's going to match, and it's going to be very soft. For a jacket of this nature, and I don't know if you can see, but there's a light ripstop element to this as well. So it knows it's up in an exposed area. That thermal liner, if it ever gets a tear or a puncture, you're going to have a better chance of keeping it intact longer. Now as we break it down, we have collar out. It's going to be 2-zipper system, 1 zipper. And as I come over here, I'm going to pull it up. This is quite the amount of jacket here today. And then there's going to be 2 hook and loop snaps. And when I say hook and loops, no, I don't mean Velcro. I really mean it's a snap that's got a tab and a loop on it. And that guy's going to come out. You do, however, and you can see the interior here is this matte feel to it. You do have a snap, a single loop snap on the inside of each arm. So one on the left and the one on the right. I already did the one on the left. I'm going to bust open this one on the right here and show you as we bring it up. You're going to see there is my thermal liner with an elasticated band and the snap that goes through it. And now my liner should, unless I have missed something, come right out. So here's going to be my heavy thermal liner for the toughest times of the year. Remember, this is keeping your body heat in, and that Gore-Tex waterproof, windproof built-in liner sits between this inner layer and the outer shell, so that's going to do a great job of keeping you dry. Notice here as I pull it up, you're going to have the ability to cinch here at the bottom. You have your pocket that's got a zipper on it. So you have a zippered YKK zipper pocket that's going to allow you to change out the back protector. And then we have our stretch panel here that allows you to turn this into a 360-degree zip if you're going to marry it to the Gore-Tex Evo pant or the Bruce pant or something along the same lines from Dainese. Now, we talked about removable armor. And this is the upgraded removable shoulder armor. Sometimes you'll just see it as a cup. For this guy, you get a little bit of humerus protection that's going to start up on your elbow or start up on your shoulder, and it's going to give you some protection down, to your mid bicep, down the humerus bone, which is the long bone that goes between your elbow and your shoulder. That's a nice upgrade, and you can see how it's asymmetrical here. This armor is built specifically for the side that it's going to go on. So it's not just generic armor that they built, and they said, all right, we're going to just cover a shoulder with it. This is engineered to be ergonomic and comfortable for longer distance riding. See the collar with all the liners out. We do have that nice roll at the top. It's a basic collar. And then we also talked about the Dainese thorax protector panel. That's a mesh pouch. You put that shield basically inside, and it's going to go right across your chest. And I did mention that it's a full elbow and a forearm that's going to live within the sleeve. And that's a little bit harder to remove, but you can do it just the same. And actually that comes out through, let's see how hard it is. Put myself on the spot here. We'll pull this piece of armor really quickly, and we'll show you that this is a good amount of coverage for your elbow and your forearm. Again, this is a very serious coat. Look at the amount of coverage. If I was wearing this is a 54. I'd probably be between a 52 and a 54. I'm going to get coverage almost all the way up to my wrist. Again, that's just it's a nice finishing touch from Dainese, knowing that when you're buying a jacket like this, it's not because you just need a jacket to throw on to shoot out to your local Starbucks. You're going to be doing some serious cool weather, all season riding. And honestly, if you're that hardcore of a rider, there's always a chance. It's when you're a novice rider, you tip your bike over. When you're an experienced rider, you tend to crash. So this gives you great coverage for that. So if you have any questions about the Dainese Gator Evo Gore Tex jacket, available at RevZilla.com/Dainese. Shoot us a line. See us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. We want to know what you think of it. So leave a comment on the YouTube page. Shoot us a line on Facebook. Leave your comments, love it or hate it, about this specific jacket. We're fans of it, but we want to know what you think out there. And if you like the video detail breakdowns that we do, please subscribe to us on YouTube at RevZilla TV. As always, this is way over $39. We're going to ship it for free. We'll exchange it for free. If you just don't like it, send it back with no restock fee, and you get earn TeamZilla cash to be applied to your next order by continuing to shop at RevZilla.com. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown of the Dainese Gator Evo Gore Tex all-season sport and sport touring jacket, available at RevZilla.com. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.